What's going on, guys? King Strats here, back into the video on the channel, and today is a very special weekend. It is now my 60th birthday, which means I get to have, well, today's not my birthday, but it's the weekend of my birthday. Doesn't matter. It is my 62nd birthday weekend. Only way that I would want to celebrate with you guys is having one of my favorite restaurants, well, ever. Jerry's Hot Chicken, located in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Don't know what the ratings are at this point, nor do I care, but this is what I wanted today. So we got a whole bunch of Nashville hot chicken. Of course, I got a topic at the end, but there's no reason to rate this other than the fact that this burrito is apparently a new thing that I've never had. I've had everything else here, but I'm just excited to try it. Drop a thumbs up. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Also, stay tuned for this Junior's cheesecake I will be trying at the end of the video. But first, Jerry's Hot Chicken dropped a burrito, which is apparently, I forgot what is in it. I didn't really read the description. It costs $10, and inside is some chopped chicken, some fries, and some Jerry's sauce. $10 really isn't bad. This is one half, but it is a relatively large and nice looking burrito. You can get any heat level you want to. I got the hot. Obviously the Jerry sauce is in there, but it comes with extra, and it also came with ranch, which, I mean, I guess I'll try it, but wasting my time. Let's try this burrito, man. Cheddar cheese, entire French fries, toasted burrito, an absolute ton of Jerry sauce in here, which works really well. I got the hot, which is the perfect spice level for me. They do have extra hot, but your toilet will hurt. I did try it once, it's hot. Let's go in with a little bit of this ranch. A little bit. Or not. This is good. For me personally, I've had everything on their menu. This wouldn't be my first order, and for one reason. I don't think it really allows how good the chicken is to shine through because it's drenched in so much sauce and everything. The flavor on it is on point, but I would rather get something like the tenders so that I can dip everything and have the fries and control that, because I do like when the burrito or the chicken itself is crispy. Nothing wrong with the flavor at all. It just wouldn't be my first choice for those reasons. And only for that, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Now, this is the big reason why I came here. These two things are my favorite when it comes to hot chicken. I've had a lot of hot chicken at this point. This still competes with any of them. But we have their chicken sandwich. It used to cost $10. I'm not gonna lie, they did boost it up. It's $12 now, but for what you get, it's still a steal. I can't even pick this thing up. The size of the chicken patty, or fillet, or breast, whatever you want to call it, that you get is massive. Huge brioche bun. You can get pickles if you're a psycho. I don't like them, but the Jerry sauce, again, I got the hot, and then the coleslaw, which is also on there. Look how giant this thing is, though. Like, if you get a chicken sandwich and I spend $12 on it, this is what I'm looking for. This thing is crazy. Like, this is a whole chicken breast. Look at that. White meat, not dry. The skin and everything is nice and seasoned. And again, as far as hot chicken sandwiches that I've ordered, this is by far the most massive one. Make sure I get a bite here with this coleslaw, though. This is the bite. Again, to me, if you really want to taste the Nashville hot, you have to get the hot. The medium is also good, but the hot is where it's at. This is one of my favorite hot chicken sandwiches I've ever eaten. And at this point, I've had Hattie B's. I don't need to rate these again, I already did. But I give this a perfect score. Money-wise, flavor-wise, you name it. It is what you want. This is the chicken wing meal. You get 4 chicken wings, and that means not 4 wing sections, but 4 whole wings, an order of fries, which is underneath, as well as this Diet Coke, which comes out to $14.99. Wings are massive. From what I remember, they taste really good. Let me get a sip real quick, though. Boom. All right, let's go in for a whole chicken. Look at the seasoning on that. Look at the crunch on that. Oh, yeah. This is like my favorite thing here. Open that up. Twist that off. Look at the size of this wing. Massive. The inside of this is even seasoned. So there's flavor even when you pull the skin off. But the skin is nice and crispy. And the flavor on this goes crazy. I love it, man. It's so good. Gotta dress it up, though. That $4 honey that I bought that really isn't that great, but it just tastes like honey. There's not much truffle in it. Man. You know what I'm saying? Come on. That's how massive that chicken sandwich is, bro. It's like knocking over the whole container. Get in there. Also got the fries. The fries have come a long way. They're like much thinner than fries you get from anywhere else, but they started seasoning them. First couple of times I went, they didn't have the seasoning on there. In my opinion, the fries are easily, crazy when I'm saying this, the worst thing to have, but they're still workable. Wings. This for me is my 10 out of 10 wing. Fries, 5 out of 10. Onion rings. Never had these, actually. Don't know why I didn't bring that up. But I don't think these were on the menu before. But full onions. Doesn't look like a beer batter. I don't really care about that. Hold the front door. The crunch on these is phenomenal. Like, phenomenal. They're not really, like, overly seasoned. Just like salt, pepper seems like. But dipping them in the sauces, the texture of the onion underneath, I'm a sucker for onion rings. These are really good. I think an order was like $5.99. And they seem homemade and delicious. Wipe my hand off. Those get an 8 out of 10. Let's try this Junior's Oreo cheesecake. Now, I have had Junior's cheesecake, the original. I talked about this, but my man Puffy, I don't even want to talk about Puffy right now because, you know, Puff weird, but he made them walk all the way to Brooklyn to get the cheesecake. I tried the strawberry one, but I want to try this Oreo one because I love Oreos, and hell, birthday. This is my birthday cake. Cheesecake. So, you gonna bust this? I'm not gonna bust nothing. I don't bust nothing. Does this have a, yep, it do. Let's take this out. Here we go. Move. So here it is. Giant thing with a giant Oreo chilling right in the middle. I feel like this one's gonna hit. Ooh, look at that. Look at this. This looks 1,000 times better. You got an entire crust of that mushed up or mushed up. It's been a long day, man. Mushed up. The crumbled Oreo crust. That's looking nice. Let me just do this. I don't even know why I bought that. You know what? Let me just eat the damn cake. I didn't get the crust. I didn't get the crust. There we go. Don't do that. All right. So there's the crust. Look at that. Like a nice Oreo. Mm. The crust is on point. The crust is on point. Honestly, that's really good. This tastes way better than the other one I had. This was $14.99 for this whole cake. My comparison would be like Cheesecake Factory. The other one I said was just as good. This one's better. There is like a really, really nice, almost tastes like the Oreo filling, but I don't see the filling, but I think they mixed it into the cheesecake. So that flavor is mixed in with kind of a cookies and cream kind of vibe. I'm here for this one. This one's even better than the other one. As far as cheesecakes I bought from just like a store, this one easily takes the cake. That was a pun. Still, 9.2 out of 10. I just wanted to get through that portion real quick because you know I'm trying to talk to y'all. We got to have a conversation. 2 convos. Number 1. It's a question for y'all. Why y'all coming after my boy Shay Shay? My boy Shannon Sharpe. What's the problem? If y'all don't know, Shannon Sharpe, I guess, has been promoting. He's got like a new liquor, I believe it is. Could be wine, I'm not 100% sure because I didn't really get into it because this isn't what I'm talking about. But he's in the New Jersey, Philadelphia area. And he's had a video recently where he was promoting it that went viral. For the wrong reasons. Everybody clowning him now over his outfit. He had on, y'all see the picture, and like a crossbody bag, which are really popular with dudes. A lot of dudes wear crossbody bags and stuff like that. I personally wear backpacks that are like crossbody, but it's not like that. Is more like a satchel, I guess you would call it. But I have like crossbody backpacks. I collect them from a company called Loungefly. But I've seen video after video of people calling this man sassy, zesty, and you name it. Mainly because of his outfit, but also, I guess, the way he got out of the car and he was standing. This is something that it doesn't annoy me. It's just, I don't really understand. Why is it when people start popping, here comes everybody? He's been the same person for God knows how long. He's always been that way. Here's the difference, though. What people don't realize is Shannon Sharpe is a retired... This is the chicken tender. I got a bonus chicken tender. I am not mad. I'm just giving y'all an announcement. This is the chicken tender. All right. Like I said, dude's 50 years old. Not only that, he's a retired Hall of Fame NFL tight end. He's had 2 hip replacements. So he might be standing like that because his hips hurt. Not because of other stuff. He's also got multiple children. And a dating history, if you look into it. Now, apparently he was hanging out with a stylist or was at a courtside basketball game with a stylist. I don't know. Nor do I care. But I never understood, every time that somebody gets popular, here comes people like that. And it's not just him. I've seen it with content creators. Hell, I guess you can add me to that mix. Where here comes people that talk about, I guess, him not being masculine. I see a lot of girls calling people sassy and stuff like that because dudes care about their appearance. I don't know what it is, but do I think he is in the closet? No, I don't. The only thing that makes you a person that is what you're accusing them of is if they're actually that. I don't want to use the words, but you get what I'm saying. But I'm going to give y'all a little bit of history about how men have dressed since the 70s. What I'm showing you on your screen is what a lot of dudes used to wear in the 80s. Dudes used to walk around in crop tops and short shorts. It was normal. I've seen movies like that. I've seen videos like that. You name it. It was just acceptable fashion. Also in the 80s, there was a lot of, and this is a different genre, I guess, but there was a lot of dudes that were in bands that used to wear like long hair, mascara. I'll go even a step further. Dudes was also rocking perms. In the early 90s, DJ Quick, Snoop Dogg, people of that nature. A perm, long hair with rollers in their head. I never thought of it like that either. I don't think that makes them anything but what they are. Dudes in the 80s had Jerry curls. Juicy, dude from Coming to America had the soul glow in his head. Wasn't nobody saying nothing like that, but now it's something. Go to the 70s. Dudes used to walk outside in polyester shirts with the chest open, with the taco meat out, 15 gold chains and platform shoes with some tight bell bottoms on. No one cared. And I think most people would probably have a weird stance if they had both of their hips replaced. I'll give you one, and this is almost a personal one for me. If you don't know, and I've talked about this, just not something I really care about anymore, but I never played football in the NFL. But I played for about 15 years of my life, all the way through college. I played all 4 years in college. I never sat the bench, meaning I took a lot of hits. I'm not saying it trying to flex. I'm just giving you, as a former linebacker, I took a ton of hits, especially in my shoulders, because I didn't really hit with my head, thank goodness, no concussions, but my shoulders are messed up, like really messed up. I have a partially torn rotator cuff from then, from playing back then, which is like a decade ago, and it still hurts from time to time. When I went to the doctor afterward, drop my chicken. The doctor told me, he said, basically, listen, we can put you under the knife and get surgery, but there's no guarantee that you'll get full mobility in your shoulder, and it's going to take about 2 years of rehab. This was right after I finished playing, right? Because I first dislocated it when I was a sophomore. In the middle of the season, I went for a tackle and my shoulder just popped out. Like it was hanging. I remember jogging to the sideline, and as I'm jogging to the sideline, like my shoulder, I can't move it because it's out of the socket. I'm running towards the trainer, like with my hand up, and all of a sudden, it popped back into place. So I looked at her, I waved my hand, and I went back on the field. Once you dislocate your shoulder once, it becomes very easy to do so, repeatedly. From that sophomore year to my senior year, I dislocated my shoulder at least 7 or 8 times a season. During games, I would wake up the next morning, and my hand would be completely numb because the nerves would always be getting fired and pinched, etc. So I used to wake up, and I wouldn't have feeling in my hand sometimes the next day, or when it happened. But it would last 24 hours. Once I stopped playing, I wanted to get that fixed. I couldn't get it fixed. So because of that, and this isn't going to be gruesome or anything, but I have full mobility in this hand, right? I can do this. I cannot do that with this hand. This is as far back as it goes until it has to go down because I cannot put my hand, my arm, like backwards. I can't reach backwards. I have to turn my body. I have to live with that for the rest of my life. But because of that, there are times when I'm working out or exercising, even now I can feel what I just did in the back of my shoulder. So sometimes my hand and my wrist, I start doing this and it goes numb. And there are times when I'm standing that I start doing this and I'll end up like this. If anybody didn't know I had that injury and I was just standing there like this, they might think that I'm, because I'm standing there with my hand just limp hanging, and you know what the connotation behind that is. But it's a genuine injury. Hip replacements, I couldn't even imagine getting my whole hip joint taken out and replaced by something. It probably is painful as hell. Not worse than the hip scraping because that's what happens, but I would be standing awkward too. If you ever met, because I've met older gentlemen in my life that were like construction workers that have had knee replacements, hip replacement, they stand weird too because it hurts sometimes. And that's just a part of it. We signed up for it as men, whether we want to do certain jobs, me, whether I want to be an athlete, and him, he sacrificed his body much longer than I did because I can only imagine the injuries that he's dealt with. I've talked about this before, but I also have 2 pinkies. I won't show you that one, but they don't have ligaments in them. So they pop out all the time. Sometimes I hold things and my pinky just slips out and I can feel it and I got to go like this to put it back. But that's where that came from. You know what I'm saying? If I don't really think doing things or dressing a certain way. Like I said, bro, people were wearing tiny shorts in the 80s and nobody cared. Patrick Ewing was running around in knee pads and little shorts and nobody cared. But now all of a sudden when people get popular, one of the first things you do, and it's especially with black men, I don't know why, but there are always people who come for people's masculinity, whatever you want to call it, and now they doing it to Shay. And I'm like, bro, this dude is a Hall of Fame football player, and now here y'all go just because his interview popped off with Cat Williams and he went from here to here, right? He was already popular, but that really took off. So now there's a lot more eyes on him. But there it is, and it's just like, I don't really get it, but we always got to do that. And again, I'm not going to spring up names, but I've seen other content creators that go through the same thing. Black, male, food content creators, not one, but multiple, have gone through the same thing. And some of them are married. Oh, well, no one cares, but it's just like, we got to stop tearing people down over stuff like that. And worst, not even worst case scenario, but even if the scenario itself were true, and he was what people think he is, I wouldn't change a damn thing he's accomplished in his life. You know what I'm saying? But we have this weird thing, especially with men, that we always got to like try to bring them down or bring up something, or we got to find something, because we can't have that. Everybody was rooting for him when Skip Bayless was running his mouth, and he left and went to ESPN, and now he's got the popular podcast, he's got all these different people on it, and here we go. Once again, we got to find something. We can't give nobody no props for ever doing something without having to bring the negativity out. You know what I'm saying? I've listened to him and Chad Ochocinco talking on they have a little thing called the Nightcap where they have conversations. That man like women. I've heard the stuff he's saying. It's funny as hell to me, but I just find that funny. Let me know what y'all think, man. I just want to talk about that because I keep seeing it popping up on For You page. I'm just like, bro, what's these people's problem? Last thing before I get out of here, speaking of tearing people down, not wanting to give people credit, I talked about that in a Burger King video, but I also want to talk about it this way. Shout out to LeBron James, bro. First player in NBA history with 40,000 points. No one's ever done it. Not one. Not Mike, not Wilt, not Kareem, not Kobe, nobody. Bron. That's it. One of one. I'm not saying you have to say he's the greatest player of all time because it is debatable. But to the people out there that saying he's not even in the conversation, I don't know who you've been watching, and I don't know why it's going to have to take this man retiring to give props. I am a lifelong Celtics fan. I've never rooted for him. He played for the Cavs, had a little rivalry, went to the Heat, had a major rivalry, went to the Lakers, lifetime rivalry. And I still just have to acknowledge the fact that he's, if not the best, he's close. To me, I know everybody going to go, oh, with Jordan. I get it. Michael Jordan is a one of one himself. 6 of 6, 6 titles. But no one has done what he's accomplished on a basketball court. Nobody. To play. He's played professional basketball longer than some of us watching this have been alive. 21 years. And he only didn't make an all-star team as a rookie. He's been an all-star for 20 years. All-NBA for 19 years. Multiple scoring titles, MVPs, rings. One of the best final performances that I have ever seen when he lost to the Golden State Warriors, which were like a juggernaut at that time. Brought a title back to Cleveland, which nobody ever thought would happen, against a team that won 70 games in that era, which is nuts. And people still want to talk about him like he's a scrub. Again, if you don't think he's the greatest, I get it, right? Maybe you came from an era of Jordan. I understand that. The romanticizing of Jordan and the things that he actually accomplished. Jordan averaged 30 points a game for his career, 30.1. That's nuts. LeBron's at 27. But that's nuts. So I'm not saying you can't say Jordan's the GOAT, but I've had conversations with people over the years that have said LeBron's not even top 5. And y'all think I'm high? That's crazy. If you can't objectively say he's one of the best to ever do it, I don't even know at this point. All the things he's accomplished, the rings, and everything. I don't think anybody's ever come into the NBA or any league with the amount of expectations and pressure that he came into the league with. 18 years old, no college experience. The chosen one on the cover of Slam magazine before he ever set foot in the NBA. Nationally televised high school games in an era where nobody had nationally televised high school games. They had to move his high school basketball team to the University of Akron so that they could have enough people to watch, or enough seats to watch his games. Again, in this era, high school football, high school basketball, all nationally televised. In that era, it was not common. You heard stories, but you never seen high school basketball games being played on ESPN. He did that. Walked into the league with all of that fanfare into a franchise that has been perpetually doo-doo. Forever. And took them from being a doo-doo team to a finals contender within 1 year. With largely average players. I mean, Delonte West and Mo Williams had all-star caliber seasons at one point, but nobody ever talks about them like they were like elite NBA players. They had some decent seasons. Andres Varejao, Shaq's body double. He had Anton Jameson, and a couple of other people that were good players, but no Scottie Pippins, no, Shaq, prime Shaq. None of that. And still had them. The minute he left Cleveland, they were trash again. The minute he came back, they were good again. It isn't until now that Cleveland's good without him. But with all that being said, the thing that I appreciate more over his career than anyone's, Jordan's, Wilt's, Kobe's, he is the only one of who you consider those GOATs, right, that have had no controversy surrounding them outside of the game. Zero. To be under the spotlight since you were 15 and to now be 39 and to never have no scandals come out. Jordan has scandals. Wilt had scandals. Character scandals sometimes with Jordan and Wilt. Kobe with the trouble that, it still happened. Y'all can't respect that. I don't know what to tell y'all. If y'all don't think he's not somebody that you would want to be a role model at that point, that's tough to do in this era. In the Twitter era, in the camera phone era, I'm going to put it this way, and this is an opinion, not a fact. If there were camera phones and Twitter when Wilt was doing Wilt, I know he scored 100 points, but he put up crazy numbers in another statistic. Y'all know the footage that they would have had of this man? And Jordan, again, nothing taken away from him in basketball court, but if you watch some of the other stuff that surrounded him and the gambling and etc., never heard of a thing with LeBron. So I have to give him props for that. And again, to score 40,000 points, you have had to be really, really good for a really long time. And he has been really, really good for 20 years, bro. 20 years. And he's still out there getting buckets. I don't think Jordan could have done that. I'm not taking away from his accomplishment, but I'm also giving someone else their credit for the things that they've done. 40,000 points is not easy to do, to be that good for a long time. So if you don't like him, that's fine. I get it. But at the same time, you still got to respect it. And we don't respect it. People didn't appreciate Kobe till he retired. The mama mentality thing happened after. It happened after. People appreciated Jordan more when he retired. People appreciated Brady more when he left New England. What we're seeing is something that's going to be tough to do. It's like Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi in soccer, bro. We witnessed something that was insane. Just appreciate the greatness, because one day he's going to walk away from the game and people going to be like, he really was something. Because he have a bad game and he'll have 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, and people like, he had an off night. That's how good he is. I just wanted to talk about that, man. In the Celtics jersey, still giving props to him, man. Shout out to the King. The other thing, where do you think the name King Shrats came from? LeBron James, bro. Told the story, tell it real quick. High school basketball, when I was playing, my coach wouldn't allow us to wear headbands. So I had a headband on in practice. I said, you know what? I got this headband. I'm finna just rock it in practice, see what he say. So we're doing layups. I come out in the layup line, we're doing warm-ups and stuff, shoot around. Coach comes out of his little office that was connected to the court. Comes out, he says, hey, LeBron, take off the headband. So I looked at him. I said, I can't wear this headband. He said, take the damn headband off. You're not King James. I said, nah, I'm King Shrats. And I said, let me make a bet with you. This is a real story. I said, let me make a bet with you. If I go out there and I don't get buckets this practice, if I go out there and I don't ball out this practice, I'll never ask you again. I was a team captain. I walked to the side to say this. I didn't embarrass nobody, but I asked him. I said, Coach, I'm telling you, because I play better with the headband. So I went out there and practiced that day. I swear to God, bro. I was out there looking like I was getting buckets. I was hitting fadeaways. I didn't even shoot like that, but I was pulling that day and I wasn't missing. So they let me wear the headband. He said, you could wear it until we lose. We ran off 15 games in a row and went to the state. I swear to God. Even in my high school yearbook until this day, there is a wristband on my arm that says King Shrats from that. No lie. So, LeBron, you're the reason I got the namesake. Anyway, man, birthday meal was a W. Y'all are a W. I hope y'all enjoyed my ridiculous story time today, but I had a lot to say. We'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. The hand signs, they made it to you.